can we stop pretending that HR is here for employees? Please. Because some of us learned the truth the hard way. And the rest of us, well, we learned it by watching someone else get verbally waterboarded in a conference room. This is the bizarre evolution of HR, why they all have the same Stepford corporate personality, and my own colorful encounters. So here's a totally brief, totally biased history of HR. You see, HR has gone through more rebrands than a shady influencer trying to outrun their own receipts. In the early 1900s, it was called the Personnel Department. This was back when they at least pretended to be clerks and not undercover corporate lawyers. In the 1910s to the 1920s, it was called the Welfare and Personnel Administration. That's a very cute attempt at sounding nurturing, isn't it? In the 1930s to the 1940s, they were called Labor Relations. Translation: how do we stop workers from unionizing without saying that out loud? In the 1950s to the 1970s, Human Resources, which sounds warm until you remember resources is what companies use up. From the 1980s till now, it's still called Human Resources, but it's reframed as something known as Strategic Human Capital Management. This is the final form of corporate nonsense, where people officially become capital assets, like staplers, but with emotional baggage. Now let's talk about the modern HR titles. I've created a translation guide so we will know exactly what each title means. The first title is Chief People Officer. This is the reigning monarch of corporate niceness theater. Smiles warmly while also approving the policy that eliminates casual Fridays. This is to encourage professionalism. And then we have Head of People and Culture. That's an actual title. Responsible for culture, which usually means sending out a survey no one fills out and hanging a poster that says, "Be the change" in the break room. Then we have People Operations. This is HR rebranded for people who think adding operations makes it sound less like paperwork and more like a Navy SEAL mission. They need to be important. Talent Acquisition Specialist. That's a fancy title for the recruiter who ghosted you after the second interview. There's also the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer. You may know it better as the DEI Officer. This is a role invented so companies can say, "We're committed to diversity," while hiring the CEO's nephew Chad anyway. And then there is the People Analytics Specialist. This person watches you through spreadsheets. They know how long you've been idle. They know you took 7 minutes to read that email. They know. Johnny takes his breaks on the clock. And then we have Employee Engagement Specialist. Their job is to force employees to be excited about things no employee has ever been excited about. Let's all do a trust fall workshop. No, Susan, we will not. And then there's actually a title called Employee Experience Designer. This is someone who tries to design your work life like it's an app, except the app crashes constantly, your password expires every 30 days, and there is no support desk. Okay, let's move on. So HR, I think, has a personality clone factory. I mean, they all feel like they were grown in the same beige corporate petri dish, right? I'm not the only one that sees this, am I? The traits are consistent. You have weaponized niceness, the ability to talk in circles until you forget your own name. They always do the let me play devil's advocate energy. They have a magical talent for making you feel like the problem.
It's you. Hi. You're the problem, it's you.
Even when you walked in with evidence, screenshots, witnesses, and a notarized confession. They're not heartless. They just can't hear you over the sound of the company signing their paychecks. I need you to hear that. They just can't hear you over the sound of the company signing their paychecks. That takes me to the myth of HR being on your side. Let's clear something up. HR exists to protect the company, full stop, always. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's literally their job. Employee protection? Girl, where? And if you, HR, I'm talking to you, design an employee's experience, and that experience is anxiety, confusion, and quiet panic, congratulations, you designed it perfectly. I've gone to HR exactly 3 times in my life. Different decades, different companies, different scenarios, same outcome. So it was different scripts, but the same ending every single time. We'll get into that in a later episode. So this isn't an HR channel. HR just happens to be the chapter I'm in right now. Next month, it could be betrayal, family drama, workplace nonsense that didn't come with a handbook, because this channel isn't about one topic. It's about the chapters that change you. Good or bad, the ones that stick, the ones you don't forget, the ones that quietly rewrite who you are. Some are funny, some are brutal, some are messy, some are twisted. Some are clarifying in ways that you don't appreciate until later, but they all matter. If you've got a chapter, past or present, work, family, friends, or life in general, send it in or comment below. Maybe we can talk about it in a future episode. Anonymous is fine. See you next time.
Chapters turn and spin. What's the next one? Where you been? Catch the